I think in this case, it's important to understand that it's being charged for helping Chelsea Manning break into a computer system. That's very different from what most journalists do when they receive information from sources. It's what happens after that needs to be significantly protected, but there's not a news organization, at least in the US, that will allow a journalist to do what Julian Assange did. He is, if you define journalism as a pursuit of truth, he is not, because he has an odious behavior that disregards the standards and ethics of journalism. So I think there are enough reasons to kind of wonder about him being kind of really in the pursuit of truth, or whether he had a point of view and he really wanted to kind of make sure that that's the only point of view that comes out. So personally, I am ambivalent, but professionally I am very clear that prosecuting him in a broad way is dangerous to press freedom. I think a lot of the groups that fight for press freedoms are going to be very actively involved in kind of making sure that whatever happens in the court system doesn't lead to a precedent. It's problematic because the way the Justice Department seems to be looking at it, they are covering lots of things that normal journalists do, but is also essential for press freedom, which is how do you cultivate sources, how do you protect the identity of sources, how do you have secure communications with those sources. So if you prosecute him on all those issues as well, then it's clearly a problematic situation for journalists. On the other hand, it's up to the government to prove that the Computer Abuse and Hacking Act under which he's being charged, that he has violated that, and that's a very narrow way of looking at it. If at the end of this, he's prosecuted based on that very narrow definition, and it doesn't touch the other aspects of journalism, I think that one could say justice probably will be served.